My boyfriend told his side piece I was exhausting, so I showed him what exhausting really looked like. I've always dated guys who couldn't keep up with me, literally. So when Jake approached me at the gym, all 6'2" of him in compression gear talking about his morning 10Ks and weekend warrior lifestyle, I actually felt my heart skip. Finally, someone who'd understand why I set 6 alarms for sunrise runs, who wouldn't judge my freezer full of meal prep, who could maybe even join me on the trails. Spoiler alert, those abs were purely decorative. It started small. I'd invite him on morning runs and he'd say his knee hurt. I'd suggest hiking, but he'd claim he needed to recover from the gym. The gym he went to twice a month maximum. By month 3, he'd stopped pretending entirely. I'd lace up my trail runners and he'd pat my ass and say, "Have fun playing mountain goat, babe." Then he started making it personal. When I meal prepped on Sundays, he'd order pizza and wave it in my face. "Life's too short to eat sad chicken," he'd say with grease on his chin. And when I signed up for my first ultra marathon, he laughed and said, "You know that's not normal, right? Like psychologically." The worst part is he'd brag to his friends about dating a fitness chick while telling me I was a little obsessed. He'd show them my race photos but roll his eyes when I talked about training. He even started calling me Energizer Bunny in that voice. You know the one. The kind that makes a nickname feel like an insult. But I could handle the mockery. What I couldn't handle was the lying. 3 months ago, I was halfway up a mountain when my friend Sarah texted, "Isn't that Jake at Brendan's bar?" I'd specifically asked him to come with me that morning, but he'd said his back hurt and needed to rest for the big game later. Sarah sent a photo of Jake, his ex-girlfriend Emma, and her yoga instructor friends doing shots. They looked cozy, too cozy. I called him right there at 13,000 feet furious, just with the boys. He said, "Can't hear you. Bad connection." Click. That night I came home windburned and suspicious. He was already in bed, phone face down on the nightstand. Red flag number 1. I did something I'd never done. I looked. The password was still his birthday, the idiot. Hidden in some messaging app I'd never heard of. Months of text with Emma, workout selfies she'd sent, responses like, "Damn girl, Jake still got it," and plans to meet up while I was on my long runs. The kicker, a text from last week. "Your girlfriend's kind of intense. Does she ever just chill?" His response, "Lol, no, it's exhausting. That's why I need you." I sat on the bathroom floor, screenshot after screenshot burning into my brain. He needed her because I was exhausting? Fine. Let me show him what exhausting really looks like. The next morning, I woke him up with coffee and my best fake smile. "I want to work on us," I said, voice dripping honey. "You're right, I should include you more. Let's do something together." His eyes lit up, probably thinking Netflix and chill. "How about a hike? Just one. Prove to me you're trying." He groaned but agreed. "Nothing crazy," he warned. I suggested Mount Elbert. "Beginner friendly?" I lied. I spent the week preparing. Packed his bag myself with water, snacks, first aid, GPS beacon. I wasn't a monster, just patient. Made sure to mention the hike to everyone. Jake's finally coming with me. Isn't that sweet? His ego wouldn't let him back out now. Saturday at 4:30 a.m., he stumbled to the car in basketball shorts. "Where are your hiking pants?" I asked. "These are fine," he mumbled. Perfect. The trailhead was dark, cold, and already busy with real hikers. Jake shivered in his cotton t-shirt when he asked, "How long is this?" I told him, "Oh, just 4 or 5 hours up," I said casually. His face went pale. Within 30 minutes, he was gasping. Within an hour, sitting every 10 minutes. I kept the pace steady. Not fast, just relentless. "You good, babe?" I'd ask sweetly. He'd grunt, being too proud to quit. By tree line, he was zombie shuffling. His Nikes, yes, Nikes, slipped on every rock. Altitude hit him like a sledgehammer. "I think I need to go back," he wheezed at 13,000 feet. "We're so close though," I chirped. The summit was glorious. Jake? Not so much. He collapsed immediately and drained his water in 3 desperate gulps despite my warnings. I took my victory photos, kissed his sweaty forehead, and dropped the bomb. "We're done." His brain couldn't process it. "What?" I smiled bigger. "It's over. Good luck getting down." Then I turned and started jogging back down the trail. His shouts faded fast. The mountains are good at swallowing sound. My GPS showed he moved about 50 feet in 20 minutes before giving up and sitting. Perfect. He had the beacon, snacks, and his phone. He'd survive eventually. When I got down, I drove straight to Emma's gym, still in my hiking boots. Found her on the treadmill, pink sports bra and a matching headband. Tapped her shoulder. "Hey, just so you know, Jake's on Mount Elbert. We broke up so he'll probably need a ride from the trailhead." In like 3 hours or so, her face went through 6 different emotions. "He can't hike," she said. "Yeah, I know. Anyway, he's all yours now. Maybe check your phone. He might text when he gets signal." I left before she could respond. Guess he finally found out what exhausting really means.